Well, hello again. I thought I'd be somewhere familiar once again, just in case you're missing seeing the church building and these wonderful white cups. I know some of you love the cups so much. So, as far as I can tell, we're on the 10th commandment. What does it say? Well, I'm going to read it to you. Exodus chapter 20, verse 17. I'm reading first of all in the New International Version. It says, "You shall not covet your neighbour's house. You shall not covet your neighbour's wife, or his manservant or maidservant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbour." Now, I don't know about you, but the word covet doesn't often appear in my kind of day-to-day conversations. So maybe a little challenge for you this week. See if you can put into a conversation the word covet. But if you're going to do that, you maybe need to know what the word covet means. So I thought, well, let's kind of explore that a little bit and see what the Bible says, what the different versions of the Bible might come up with. So the New Living Translation, the King James Version, and the English Standard Version all use the same word as the NIV, or the New International Version, which is to covet. The Good News Bible and the Contemporary English Version use the word desire. And then the Message. Well, that says that you shouldn't lust after others' possessions. So that didn't really help, because I don't know that covet or desire or lust kind of mean the same things either. So I thought, I know, I'll go to the literal translation. That's bound to give us some clue. So Young's literal translation. It says, "Thou dost not desire the house of thy neighbour." Yeah, maybe not. So to covet, what does it actually mean? So to covet means to kind of wish that you'd got somebody else's possessions. It goes beyond simply admiring something that somebody else has got, or saying, "Oh, that's a really nice thing that you've got there." It's kind of more than just saying, "Well, I think I'd quite like one of those." So covet something means that you kind of envy, that you resent the fact that somebody else has got something and you haven't got it, and you want what they've got. God knows that our possessions can never make us happy, because God can be the one who provides our needs. And true contentment is found only in God. So when God says don't covet, it's because he knows that even if we get the things that we are lusting after, the things that we are envious of other people having, even if we were able to have all the things that we ever wanted, it still wouldn't fill that gap in our lives. The key to understanding the 10th commandment is in the definition of the word covet. The two different parts of the Bible where the commandments are, so Exodus 20, which we've read, and Deuteronomy chapter 5. The two Hebrew words that are used in those passages talking about coveting both mean to lust after or to long for with great desire. It's kind of that thing that gets in your head that says, "I want that thing that somebody else has got." And it's kind of there all the time, chewing away, nagging at you, saying, "I want that, and I won't give up until I've wrestled it off that person." Some of the commandments that we've looked at over the last few days have talked about the physical act that we should not do something. So we shouldn't commit adultery, we shouldn't murder, we shouldn't give false testimony. But to covet, that has to do with kind of the inside of us. and what we need to guard ourselves against. Because it's quite easy sometimes to say, well, I don't do those physical things wrong. I don't steal. I don't commit adultery. But to actually think about our mind and protecting our mind and saying, well, I am very happy for other people to have possessions, even though I might not have them. That's something that sometimes we need to work at, because our natural instinct is maybe to be jealous or to be envious or to covet the things that somebody else has. So we're told that we should not covet. Maybe that's something we need to ponder, to reflect on, to think about, to come to God and say, I am content with all that you have given me. Not so that we become lazy and we don't work for things, but so that we can reach that point where we are content with everything that we have. And we're able to say with assurance that God has provided the things that we need. And it's okay for other people to have more stuff than us.